Hello, good evening, everyone. I'm RCCA Christine Chu. First of all, I would like to thank you, Be Internationals. I'm very grateful and honored to be tonight moderator to interview Dr. Lu and Mr. Rex Ng to know more about the wonder of fermented food. Let me introduce more about Dr. Lu background and Mr. Rex background. So Dr. Lu Chi Yan is a consultant physical nephrologist, kidney specialist with more than 22 years of experience in medical field, appointed as acting head in nephrology unit and senior lecturer in HUKM. Also invited speaker for SLE related topics in Hokkaido and Singapore, actively involved in local medical conference on hypertension, diabetes mellitus, and kidney diseases, active in clinical researches and publication on diabetes, neuropathic, renal replacement therapy, and migraines. And for Dr. Rex, sorry, not Dr. Rex, and Mr. Rex Ng, graduated in Bachelor of Biomedical Science from University of Tasmania, Australia, postgraduate diploma in medical ultrasonography, 5 years in clinical sonographers, 2 years in lecturing experience for postgraduate students, 4 years as ultrasound trainees for doctor. So let's welcome two awesome speakers for tonight. Hello, Dr. Luz and
Hi, good evening. Hi, Christine.
so thank you, Dr. Lu, for your times, spend your time for us to having these forums, and Mr. Rex Ng as well. So before we started this forum, so, sorry. Hi, Dr. Lu. I would like to ask, from a doctor point of view, what is your impression of fermented foods?
Thank you, Christine, for the question. Thank you, Be Intentional, for giving me a chance to join this BLIX virtual forum. About the fermented food. In ancient time, the fermented food mainly just serve as a food because they use fermentation to preserve the fruits and vegetable. But over the century, scientists start to dig in and go and further research on this fermented food and found that there are many nutrients that are beneficial for our metabolism. And then for me, I find that it is beneficial in some selected individual patient. And then this one I learned from my patient, that one of the patient I saw 7 years ago. He is a man with diabetes that difficult to control and have been seen by few specialist doctor before come to me. And then his medicine is already max dosing. When asked me what to do, I actually say the medicine is max dosing, have to optimize on the lifestyle. And then he said he couldn't exercise because of knee pain. And then I told him to do some hand exercise instead. So I can do some dumbbell exercise and then have to see dietitian, but he said already seen. Then suddenly he pulled out a bottle of drinks. Then he told me, doctor, this is a fermented food item. It's a drinks. So could I take it just in case it might help? So the time I told him, this is a food grade item. Then you want to take, it's up to you. Then you can give it a try. So after trying that for subsequently monthly follow-up until 3rd month, the sugar actually going to slowly improve. By the 3rd month, the improvement was so impressive because from 10 fasting blood sugar going down to 6. The target is 4 to 6. So I can have achieved the target. And then more recent years, then I got my good friend, Madam Su, also have similar problem. Also on, but he only on one single dose of the insulin and some medicine. And this time her sugar also not control. So this time I just suggest say maybe from the previous experience, some patient took some enzyme might help. But this one is suggestion up to her but she said willing to try it because she don't want me to titrate up and upgrade the medicine to a more high dose. So we try on some ball form of fermented food supplement. So we took that over 3 months. Then we found her sugar also came down. And some more before she consumed this thing. And then she also have dyspepsia, abdomen distension. She told me after that, this abdomen distension and dyspepsia also improved. And then also she said that she got achieved extra weight loss of the few kg lah. So she very happy with that result. So then actually there's some role of the fermented food supplement, but it cannot replace the medicine. Medicine have to carry on. But then somehow this interested me to learn more. Then I'm willing to learn more about and then from look into more research on this fermented food item, and then with the intention to help more people. Thank you, Christine. I'll pass back the mic to you.
Oh, wow, doctors. Doctors also have a good past experience with the fermented food as well. So, doctor, since you have mentioned that about the goods of the fermented foods, what do you think about our modern diets? How about the nutrients in our modern diet as compared to fermented foods that you have mentioned? The diet that we are having nowadays, is it enough nutrients or vitamins? Yeah, doctors.
Thank you, Christine, for the good questions. Before I answer the modern diet, let me bring you back to ancient time. I choose Japan because Japan is famous of people live very long, the longevity of the life. So they can live more than 100 years old. Some maybe can achieve 130 years old. Then to live up to more than 100 years old, they still freely move around, still strong, and then some maybe can climb the trees, or some of the grandmom is climbing up the tree also. Then this may we say attributed to their healthy lifestyle. They sleep early. They maybe live in an environment that not polluted and fresh air, good good water supply, and then they have very juicy fruits and very fresh vegetable, very nutritious vegetable, and they're using the fruit and the vegetable that so natural, and they make the fermented diet. So they on that time they a lot in their culture they love to have a lot of fermented food. So and then when come to the modern time, this is different. We are our modern life is attacked by pollution, and our vegetable also being contaminated with the insecticide. The other thing about our lifestyle very stressful. Our lifestyle very stressful, and sometimes some people like to smoke. Like for people that don't like to smoke, but if someone force you to smoke because they will set fire on the forest, burn the forest. And then, so in the modern life, we are a bit hard to find people to live above 70. You can achieve 70, but most of the time it's on the wheelchair, need to be pushed around. This time you ask them, can you climb the tree like the Japanese grandma? The uncle will scold you. And the more young people are obese now, and more young people having diabetes. In my clinic, I saw young hypertension also. So young 30 plus, 20 plus also need to take medicine. And the problem of modern diet is that is over processed, over cooking. Then the heat and pH changes are had. Reduce the amount of core enzyme, core factor, the micro essential nutrient in our modern diet. I then also rare people to purposely go and take the fermented food consumption, unless after they watch a Korean movie, Korean series, they will a season of people want to buy kimchi. After that, they will cool down. So it's quite rare for people to consume. And then I look back into my daily food. For example, I give you example of chicken rice. Or sometimes chicken rice we still people want to eat because easy, convenient, and fast. So it's a Chinese form of fast food. Then you look into the chicken rice, you see how much nutrient you can get from it. You can get a lot of carbohydrate. So yeah, after the time I eat a lot, I add a lot, my tummy become very big. And then also a lot of oil, a lot of salt, and not a lot of chicken. They say chicken rice, but a little bit of chicken only. I say the boss so stingy. And I want to see the vegetable there. Then cannot find. So I saw a cucumber, I was so happy. Oh, I got cucumber, but only 2 pieces. I thought some other pieces maybe fall on the floor already. And so then this kind of diet, you can see that, so not healthy. And then, so if we can have the nutrient in the fermented food is good. Then why the nutrient in the fermenter is good? Because they have a core enzyme and core factor. We want the core enzyme, core factor. Core enzyme is a vitamin, organic essential nutrients. Then also the core factor is the metallic ion, helper molecule. Both of them helping the enzyme to activate and then to carry on the healthy metabolism. So these are important nutrient you can find in the fermented food. And the other additional benefit for fermented food are the probiotic, and then the folic acid, potassium, calcium, maybe iron, and the zinc are contained in the fermented diet. So I will be more happy if they can add some fermented food into my some kimchi into my fried rice, I mean my chicken rice. That one nutrition values should then will be come up better. Thank you, Christine. The mic is back to you.
Thank you, doctor, for your explanation. Doctor, you make me so guilty, because I love chicken rice. So every time I eat chicken rice, what I didn't get any nutrients, I just get carbo and then tummy big, big. So guys, so we need to choose food wisely. Yeah. And doctor, another question. What would happen in our body when we don't get enough nutrients or vitamin?
Yeah, thank you, Christine, for the question. You see, the not enough this nutrient from the fermented food, they will see that core factor, core enzyme reduce. Not enough of this, the enzyme activity is also reduced. When reduced in enzyme activity, this will link to slow in metabolism. Slow in metabolism is like we are not enough battery. I'll give a scenario. Our handphone, our mobile phone. I remember one time I went overseas, forgot to bring the power bank. Then also no time to reach the hotel for charging. So I had to off the GPS, off the Bluetooth, off the Wi-Fi, then finally off the whole phone. So cannot use. So when we slow in metabolism, like no electricity, no energy, this will lead to energy depletion. We feel tired. These people will feel tired and feel cold. And also without energy, the bowel also not moving well, will lead to indigestion. People will have abdomen upset, wind, distension, abdomen, and acidic reflux. And this one happened to the my friend, the one Madam Chu lah. Madam Su, after the enzyme corrected her problem. And the other thing is no metabolism, no enzyme activity will lead to fat accumulation, and people get obese, then the visceral fat will be accumulated, and this visceral fat dangerous to our heart. And then the other issue is a toxin accumulation. Because metabolism, another rule is to remove the toxin. So the toxin not being removed completely needs to systemic inflammation. The systemic inflammation is that harmful to the endothelial. Endothelial is the inner layer of our artery. This inner layer very important. They are very smooth lining protection for the artery so that won't have any damage. If the damage happen, the cholesterol or the fat will stick into that damaged part and form plaque, cholesterol plaque. Over time and time prolonged, the whole artery becomes stiff. This stiff artery like a rusted pipe. The water pipe rusted inside, very terrible. Then the pressure become high. So with patient, we got high blood pressure, and then got heart problem. Then people will get age faster, old faster, getting old faster. And the other thing about the low enzyme activity is about pre-diabetes. The patient will get potentially to have a diabetes in the future because their energy input is more than the consumption. And for the ladies, you affect the menstrual cycle, and then disturbances, then also affect the fertility. So end up then difficult to conceive and difficult to get the cute baby. Then Professor Paul de Boyer, back in 1997, when I was only 7 years old, he already won the Nobel Prize, the Nobel Prize in chemistry. He did a research on enzymatic mechanism underlying the biosynthesis of adenosine triphosphate, ATP. ATP is energy for our cell to function. So then since the professor win the Nobel Prize, all these things, so I like to look into his bio data. So I found that, he lived until 99 years old plus 10 months. He really know how to take care of his body enzyme, how to utilize and become healthy until 99 years old. His famous quote is that the human body is like a light bulb, and enzymes are like the electric currents. So the light bulb will only illuminate when it is charged with the electric current. So therefore, without the electric current, or like let's say without the enzyme for our body, we are just like light bulb, but cannot be illuminated, and low light. And then Shimokata in Japan also did a publication in 1993, stated he studied about age, basal metabolic rate, and the nutrition. He found that when we get older, our enzyme activity will be slowed down. And slow down, then it is because of enzyme depletion. Enzyme not enough. Or enzyme not enough. So you can see that when the enzyme activity in our body, in conclusion, if going down, not enough, not active, it's very detrimental to our health. Okay, thank you, Christine. Pass back the mic to you.
Wow, did you hear from doctor explanations? Even doctor also mentions if in our body inactive enzyme equals to slow metabolism, right, doctors? If our slow metabolism, what happens? No energy, we feel like tired, cold, and then will affect our bowel movement and obese, also accumulated visceral fats. So to avoid all these illness, we must maintain a healthy lifestyle and a balanced diet. But doctor, what are the health benefits from fermented foods?
On regards the fermented food, the health benefit we can obtain from there is being studied and researched by many scientists. So from Japan, the literature in Japan mentioned that the fermented food nutrients is good for can boost up our antioxidant. So antioxidant is important to eliminate a harmful free radical from our body. And the other few Chinese literature publication mentioned that uh, the the health benefit from fermented food can improve bowel movement, regulate blood sugar, and regulate the blood cholesterol, and also regulate the serum blood viscosity. And the viscosity is important to ensure the good microcirculation and whole body circulation, and also can promote nutrient absorption, can enhance our vitality, can energize the elderly. And about the gut health, this is very interesting finding. Our gut, do you know that it's also the home for immunity? So people have good nutrients from the fermented food that can enhance and push out the immunity. It means the gut health is better, the immunity is also better. The other thing, always we listen people say, my gut feeling, or my gut feeling. You say, where can gut feel one? Actually, it's the gut can feel, because there is a link, the gut brain link, or the gut and the brain link. Look at the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. The gut neuron can give stimulation to that. The stimulation is very positive. The gut have positive effect on the stimulation, because we have the gut is healthy. They release a lot of serotonin. Serotonin is a feel-good hormone. Feel-good hormone make you very positive. So that they also a positive mood transmitter. Then in case you have a team, you're working, you have a team, those people not so motivated, make sure you feed them with this fermented diet supplement, and then give them positive motivation, so that the gut feeling will tell all of you, all of them, if you think you can, you can. So very positive and very happy. Healthy gut equal to healthy mind. Thank you, Christine. I pass back the mic to you.
Wow, that's a very important point. Healthy gut equal to healthy bodies. Actually, okay, doctors. So, whom will be particularly benefits from taking fermented foods? Who is the suitable to take?
Thank you, Christine. You see that this fermented food is very is suitable for actually most of the people lah. Even children, children it will improve their nutrient absorption so they grow more healthier, and then lesser obesity lesser young diabetes and the gut immunity if good, also lesser eczema, and also young adult or just adult population is maintain the good health in terms of normal blood sugar, normal cholesterol, normal blood pressure. And then for the old people, good fermented food and good metabolism and good exercise activity is very helpful for the old people. Like just now I say, one of the Japanese researchers say when get old, energy less, because enzymatic the activity down. So this supplementation will improve the strength of the skeletal muscle of the old people. If a good strength of the muscle, they're less likely to fall down. This can prevent a lot of fall happen in the old people, because they fall down, the bone will break. And also, old people, because they are most of the time lonely, lonely, and then they have this anxiety and depression. So good gut health, also good healthy mind. So it can improve the emotion. A lot of people, old people, feel very sad when the children come back, and from, let's say, for example, for festive season, Chinese New Year or Hari Raya, they come back. The children not to say greet the old people, say, I mean our grandmother, grandfather, say, how are you? Ask the grandma, grandfather, what is the Wi-Fi number? Or then after that got the grandma say, I don't know. Then they were very upset. Then you will further upset the grandma. So if grandma take a lot of fermented food, memory very good. Then when I ask the Wi-Fi number, he said, I know the Wi-Fi password, what is it? And then I play the game together with you. This one very energetic grandma. And the other thing is on the pregnant lady, because they are having higher basal metabolic rate. The consumption of the enzyme, the demand for the enzyme is higher. So that we need supplementation for them, so that to enhance the vitality. Okay, thank you. That's one. Pass back the mic to Christine.
So, Doctor, you mentioned is actually fermented foods are suitable for children, adults, seniors, and pregnant women. So, what are the common reaction after taking fermented foods, doctors?
Okay, thank you for the question, Christine. The common reaction of after taking fermented food, maybe supplementation or the food itself, will step up our metabolism. Step up metabolism, like we doing some light exercise. So some people will have some sweating. And another thing about the effect on the bowel movement. So some people starting taking this fermented diet, if they're not used to, then we have some form of like abdominal discomfort. These are more obvious if the people has constipation. Those people have constipation, they accumulated a lot of black gold or brown gold inside the colon. So when taking fermented diet, energize the gut, they try to clear the old stock. After finish clearing the old stock, then the people will feel more happy. And then so basically overall is quite safe, and then not much other adverse effect. Thank you, Christine, for the question.
Doctor, last question for you, because as I know, there's a lot of people they likes to make self remedies, enzymes, So what are the precautions for them, because my mother-in-laws, even though some of my friends, they like to make self remedies enzyme at home. So what are the precautions?
Yes, Christine, agree with you. A lot of people, actually, some people like to try on this fermented diet. But if you're good on it, because some people, they are learn it very detailed, and they get the good correct formula, they did very well. Then congratulate, you carry on. But if let's say sometimes we learn, sometimes we get a wrong formula. A wrong formula or mean the formula not complete. Not complete, either maybe you blame on grandma forgetful, or young people not interested to listen, and then finally get the formula is not correct. You may not get the good nutrition out of it. And about the ingredients, so unlike I told you the ancient time, back to the Japan, all their fruits are so fresh and so juicy. The fruits are bigger than us, bigger than from here one, I think. I mean, then also the vegetables also fresh and unpolluted, no insecticide. So the ingredient is different from us. I give example, apple. Apple, the skin is very nutritious. Or you want to make fermented diet, you have to have the whole skin also to be put in. But what I see the skin now is very waxy. They put a one layer of wax for the market value of the apple. Then the wax could be very thick. Last time people say, every day take one apple, you keep the doctor away. But nowadays, modern time, every day you take one apple, And welcome to my clinics because too waxy, too much wax. I don't want pain already. And the other things are the waxy apple. You just in case you manage to pass it to Princess Snow White, she will not take it because you know the wax is so poison. No, she don't want to take it. And then another thing is we say, we don't want to make, we go and buy the thing from the market. But sometimes commercialization tend to add sweet sugar and salt too much. Then instead of improvement on the sugar control, they will get the thing worse. And increase in for the benefit of regulate the blood pressure, then for the salt is added too much, then we cannot regulate the blood pressure. Then the science, some scientists, I read an article about the scientists, they did a research on the fermentation food. They group of scientists, they have a lot of good paper publication from their lab. They mentioned in the article say that got one time their fermentation product food contaminated with mold and the yeast, then end up they're having food poisoning. Another time, they forgot about the regulate the temperature. So the changes in temperature and changes in some ingredient, they cause a volcano eruption in their lab. I mean, the content of the fermented products shoot up to the ceiling and then fall down on the floor, and then make the lab very messy. So these are the precautions. Also, thank you so much. This the sharing. I hope that it will be beneficial for you all, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Christine.
Thank you, Dr. Lu, for your awesome sharing explanations, So guys, listen, if you want to make a self-remedies enzyme at home, make sure you get the right formulation. Don't simply, just Google search, or maybe without the formulation, you want to make your own self one. Otherwise, like just now, Dr. Lu mentions, if not, then you have the volcano eruption burst out at your house. And okay, thank you, Dr. Lu, for your clear explanations and doctor points of view with us about fermented foods. So the next speaker I would like to invite is our Mr. Rex Ng. So Rex, so before I would like to invite Rex, let me introduce again our Mr. Rex Ng backgrounds. He is a graduate in Bachelor of Biomedical Science from University of Tasmania, Australia. Postgraduate diploma in medical ultrasonography, 5 years in clinical sonographers, 2 years in lecturing experience for postgraduate students, 4 years as ultrasound trainee for doctors. So hi, Dr. Hi, not Dr. Rex. Hi, Mr. Rex Ernst. Welcome.
Hello, Christine. Hi, everyone. Good evening.
Yes, Mr. Rex just now we have a Dr. Lu explaining with us about the fermented foods. So right now, I would like to, to learn from you more about, on top of medical treatments, what we can do to fit in the gap to promote wellness.
Thank you, Christine, for this question. It's a very good question. But before I begin, I really want to thank BE International for having me here, and as well as thank you, Dr. Lu, for this wonderful sharing just now. It was very informative. I learned a lot of knowledge from that, and very humorous. Thank you, Dr. Lu. And just now, back to the question from Christine. Yes, I believe nowadays. I agree much with what Dr. Lu has mentioned just now. Nowadays, about the modern diet and living style, and a lot of people tend to get sick earlier than what we expected as compared to last time. So that is actually to on my opinion, one of the misconception here is a lot of us actually put a lot of responsibility on doctor. Nowadays, when we go to visit doctor, oh, doctor, what can I take medicine for this syndrome and for that problem? When we take the medicine, then they go back home and eat like nobody business, and they don't care about their living style. So that's the point that where I want to bring it up is it is it is very important when we get sick, we visited the doctor, get the doctor advice and the treatment. That is very important. And I believe, like Dr. Lu, most of the doctors out there, they carry their responsibility. They did the best what they could for us. But the thing is, there are so many things that doctor couldn't do for us. Why? Because they couldn't be with us 24 hours, right? So when we are eating, when we are, we don't sleep, we sleep late or this and that, they can't control us. That is the part that affects, like what Dr. Lu has mentioned just now, like it has our daily activity as well as our diet has to play a big part of it, in especially what our enzyme activity. So what does the enzyme activity has to do with our health? So I would like to show you this slide. Okay, so you can see here from my slide, you can see, our daily activity. As you can see the diagram at below, the picture at below there, somebody is actually running. They are actually eating, the kids are eating, or even you go hiking. When you are thinking something, you're doing brainstorming, even you are sleeping, or even the kids crying. All this activity, doesn't matter what you are doing now, even now you're listening to our topic now, you're thinking, you're trying to link, all this activity is using our enzyme. Our enzyme reaction is very important. It's either they convert whatever we have consumed into energy and discharge the waste, or they control all the biochemical reaction in our body. So this is important. When we got sickness, like just now doctor mentioned, high blood pressure, diabetes, uncontrolled condition, that is because a lot of time is in our body, we lost the enzyme activity are not active. And the reason to explain why is it not active, that is this. A very simple diagram probably will freak out some of you because you never have seen this before. Never mind, I will get you through. You see, when you have this blue color enzyme, which is inactive, why is it inactive? It is because it needs something else. It needs something else that to turn into orangey color, like the diagram below. What is that? That is called coenzyme or cofactor. So as you have heard from Dr. Lu just now, if you pay careful attention, they are actually coenzyme and cofactor, that a lot of coenzyme cofactor in our diet, especially in the fermented food. So this is important to turn most of our enzyme from inactive to become active, so that it can bind to these green color pieces of molecule. It is actually something that we need to turn into, like, we need to detox, or we actually need to convert it into energy or carry out any biochemical reaction. So this process is important, and a lot of time people, as I told you guys just now, a lot of people, we have misconception. We rely too much on doctor, on the medication, which we forgot about the fundamental that besides when we are sick, besides of all this medication, we also need to take very good care of our diet and our living style. So the diet that doctor mentioned just now, fermented food, one of very important from BE International is actually our Zencoso ball. The Zencoso ball is a very, very outstanding fermented food that probably later when I have chance, I will actually tell you guys more about it. And yeah, back to you, Christine.
Thank you, Mr. Rex. Just now I hear again the word is coenzyme and cofactor, which is Zencoso play a very big role is coenzyme and cofactor. Why Zencoso activates our enzyme functions. So, Mr. Rex, can you tell us what is the Zencoso ball about and what does it make up from?
Oh, yes, thank you. That's my pleasure. So I'm going to show you guys about what Zencoso is actually made up from. Okay, from my slide, as if you can see here, Zencoso ball, it is actually made up from these 98 types of fruits and vegetables. Can you imagine? I couldn't imagine, because when I first saw this, I was actually shocked. How can somebody actually take 98 types of fruits and vegetables in a day? And far more important, if you pay attention to all these ingredients are actually not very, very common. Some of them are like apple and banana, pineapple and all that. But further and further, when you read all the ingredients, you'll be shocking that, wow, there are so many different types of fruits and vegetables in the world that I'm actually not taking it. So from Zencoso ball, one ball itself, you already got the fruit accent, I mean the plant accent from these 98 types of fruits and vegetables. And so, and you may be asking now, so yeah, then what is this? So from these 98 types of fruits and vegetables, we actually put all together and go through 8 years of natural fermentation. Why do I say natural fermentation? It is because we never added any raise up the temperature or whatsoever. We put all that in and go through the natural fermentation, follow the 4 seasons. So you have a extreme different temperature. It goes with different moist in the air. So it goes through this, and at the same time, this will actually breaks down our 98 types of plants and into very, very fine, very, very tiny micromolecule of coenzyme and cofactor. That is going to help us a lot in terms with our biochemical reaction in our body. So I hope I did give you some idea what is this Sengoso made of. All right, back to you, Christine.
Yes, thank you for your explanation, Mr. Rex Ng. So basically, Zencoso ball is the essence of 98 plants, right? Yeah, so impossible for me, per day can take 98 plants a day. And for me, I'm a carbo lover. Like just now, Dr. Lu mentioned chicken rice, a plate of chicken rice, where do we get the, variety of nutrient inside the chicken rice? Yeah, so how does Zencoso ball promote our wellness, Mr. Rex?
Yes. Wow, this is actually another very good question. And since Dr. Lu has bring up the chicken rice and Christine Chu mentioned it again, I was actually thinking, yeah, I love Malaysian food so well. And the other day, when I was talking to one of my friend, we were actually having this prawn noodle. Wow, who doesn't like prawn noodle, right? The taste and everything. So, but when I think about it, what Dr. Lu have mentioned in a bowl of prawn noodle, so I have noodle, I probably had mee hoon, and with 2 pieces of meat and 2 pieces of prawn and 1 pieces of the veggie kangkong, and that's all. Even though it's very tasty, and so what I'm thinking is, how am I going to activate my enzyme with that? So just now, Christine has actually asked a very good question that how Zencoso ball actually help to regulate our body. As if you could think back what I've shared to you, the enzyme activity and all that, right? In our body, we have thousands, more than 3,000 different types of different enzymes carrying out different chemical reaction. That is very crucial for our body health and our daily activity to maintain our good health. Even now, I don't think all of our enzyme has been studied well. So, and for all this enzyme activity, right, a lot of our enzyme actually need this coenzyme and cofactor. And a lot of time, like what Dr. Lu mentioned, really, I need to quote him a lot because he actually gave us a very good information there just now. When we don't give ourselves a good nutrient and taking the correct food, right? That is going to jeopardize our health. And when we sleep too late, or I shall say too early, or we do not eat proper food, then we smoke or we drink, all this kind of activity jeopardizing our health, then the enzyme will actually become more and more depleted, and at the same time it's going to become inactive. So when we put on weight, I like to quote what Dr. Lu has shared with us. When we put on weight, our enzyme probably put on weight also. They also lazy to do more work. So what happened is this coenzyme and cofactor from our Zencoso ball, when we consume it, it is going to absorb in our body, and it is going to bind to our respective the enzyme so that it actually wakes them up. I like to quote what my wife usually she likes to describe this. You see, the Zencoso ball coenzyme and cofactor is like a disciplinary teacher in the school. So the enzyme is like a student. So when the disciplinary teacher is there, they always monitor the student, whether they do their homework or not, whether they are disciplined or not, whether they are making noise or not. So the disciplinary teacher actually do all this work. So likewise, the coenzyme and cofactor that making sure waking up our enzyme to carry out their daily tasks so that to maintain our health. So that's why this is crucial. Otherwise, without the disciplinary teacher, without this coenzyme and cofactor, our enzyme will get lazy. They probably were complaining about their workload, so they stop working or they reduce the workload. So that goes to our health. That is going to jeopardize our health. So this is really important. I hope I do answer your question, Christine. Back to you.
Yes, Mr. Rex. Yes, just because I want to repeat again, sir, because just now you do mention Zencoso ball actually playing a very important roles again because natural fermented foods, inside they have a core enzyme and core factor. Yeah, okay. So what is the minimum age consumption, Rex?
Yeah, when we started to have this Zengoso, a lot of mother parents, they come to ask us, can my kids take it? Okay, so this is what we will tell them. As long as the kids is they know how to actually chew and swallow, then they are safe. So in general, if you really want me to give an age, so I will actually say probably more than 3 year old. Otherwise, it's actually a fermented food. The kids can always take it. So how do they take it with safer way? Probably we can actually dissolve them in the water, dissolve in the water so that they can actually just drink the water. So no worries about it. Okay.
So if tonight got any parents are listening, so you know how to give to your children. So how and when to consume, Rex?
Oh, this is another very frequent asked question. When and how? Okay, when is very simple because it's fermented food. You can take it anytime you want. But if some people they tend to like asking, okay, I want to be more disciplined. So you tell me when to actually take it. Okay, fine. You can actually take it. If for health maintenance side, you can actually take minimum 1 time per day, and each time you take 8 balls, 8 Zencoso ball. And in terms of like you want to regulate your health, you feel that you are not healthy enough. Okay, we recommend 3 times a day, and each time 8 balls. So this is our recommendation. And some people may ask, how about before food and after food? That is actually depends on individual needs, and also so long you remember, you take it. Okay, and how to take it? This is interesting because out of from my past experience in the market, there are so many people that are taking different types of enzyme or taking, but all in liquid form. From what I've seen, so all in liquid form. Then this Zencoso ball is different because this Zencoso ball has in a ball form. So and this ball form is not like they added something outside to make it a ball form. It's like a ball form that you can just now whoever that you have Zencoso ball now, pop feel in your mouth, you start chewing already. And why can't we just swallow? You can swallow, but the best way is chew it. Why? Once you start chewing it, our saliva will come out. In our saliva, there are so many different types of enzymes starting to digest our Zencoso ball. And our coenzyme and cofactor will start releasing from there. And the chewing part and trigger two different things. It trigger our brain to actually stimulate the brain activity and as well as the blood circulation. Second, when we start chewing, we also trigger the whole our gastrointestinal tract from the stomach, from the small intestine all the way to large intestine. They start working and they get ready to actually secrete more and more enzyme come out so that our whole body, remember just now how important our gut health is from Dr. Lu? Yeah, so this is actually trigger the whole gastrointestinal get into working. So how to eat it? Remember, chew it. That's the best way. Okay, Christine.
Thank you, Rex. So how to consume is just chew the balls only, right? So
Yeah.
what makes Zencoso balls so outstanding?
Oh, this is also a question because a lot of people say, I can take this, like just now Christine said, my grandma, my mother-in-law also like to do our own answer. Why do I need to buy from you? Why do I need to get Zencoso ball? Okay, here I would like to show my slide again. Okay, so you see from my slide here, you can see this is very important. 98 types. Remember just now we have 98 types of specifically selected plants, fruits and vegetables. When I say selected plants, means that when all these plants comes together, it give us synergistically effect. What does it mean? Meaning when they add up together, it give you higher benefit of it. So where does it come from? It comes from Brazil and Japan. So why do we choose these two countries? Because Brazil is a tropical country. It has a huge tropical rainforest, and the climate is so much different from Japan. It's hot, humid all year long. Temperature 19 to 30 degrees Celsius, and far more important, to water all these plants, it use a high antioxidant spring water, undergoing more than 2,000 meters of rock filtration. You can't get it like in Malaysia or Singapore, not from Pahang, not from Sabah, Sarawak. It is from Brazil. And another country is what? Japan, as I said before. And why is it Japan is very famous with I mean, like just now Dr. Lu said, longevity of the age. So the place there, actually the soil is very rich in mineral and nutrient. Why? Because from the volcano area. And far more important is actually 4 season climate. So -2 degrees Celsius to 26 degrees Celsius. And this is important. Why? Because when we have these two countries together, mix it up together, we get the plant accent from two ends of the earth that actually we are we are like harvesting the energy from these 2 points of the earth. So that is something that you don't get usually in the market. You think you can buy some plants that whoa, this is plant from where? Cameron. No, no, no. This is from Brazil and Japan. So that is making this so outstanding in terms of ingredient. On the other hand, what makes it so outstanding is, like I said just now, the ball form. This technology is not like I do like this, then the ball form come out. No, it's a very high technology from Japan. They use it since 1979 and keep advancing it. And like I said just now, a lot of this fermented food, like besides kimchi and all those, but the thing is, you need to go through 8 years of fermentation, then make it into a ball form so that it's very easy to carry. And another outstanding point is it can trigger your enzyme activity from starting from your mouth. A lot of time when we consume it, we just swallow it, drink it, the enzyme, right? But right now, we actually trigger your enzyme activity from your mouth onwards. That is really important. And another outstanding point that I have to mention, it is not only Zencoso ball is vegetarian friendly, it is also Muslim friendly. So why is it so important to talk about it is halal and Muslim friendly? Because during the process of fermentation, so it is very, very hard for the manufacturer to the scientists that to make it halal. But this is it. Our Zencoso ball will be our technology from this Zencoso ball. It is able to make it into Muslim friendly, that into halal. So I think I have mentioned all about those outstanding points. So back to you, Christine.
Wow! Do you guys hear about the Senkoso ball, the uniqueness from the Senkoso ball? I jot down the note is just now Rex mentioned it. Actually, our Senkoso ball, each ball is compressed into a chewable ball form by using the Japanese unique traditional technology. And also, we have these 98 types of plants from two countries. There's from Brazil and Japan's, and easy to carry anytime, anywhere to consume. And the one more thing is a very important thing. It actually this chewable balls actually straight away stimulate our saliva, right, Rex? Yeah, then it can help us to increase our blood circulations in the brain. Wow, so powerful, this Zencoso ball. So the last question for you, Mr. Rex. I do a lot of my friends, around us, surrounding me, they do tell me, actually I can have maintain a very healthy diet. I can consume organic foods and vegetables. I can do a regular exercise. Why do I still need to take fermented foods or Sankoso balls?
Yes, oh, this is interesting. Not only your friend, actually, I think there are so many people nowadays. They are very, very health conscious, and at the same time, they are also thinking that, hey, I'm actually taking no organic food, organic vegetable, and all that. So why do I need still do supplementation? Because I'm also exercising. I'm in good health. Like I said just now, our Zencoso ball actually made out of 98 types of fruits and vegetable, and not from like the sources is not like from Malaysia or Singapore. It's actually from these two countries that with total different climate, and all these are not like common fruits and vegetable, So with all on top of that, we go through 8 years of natural fermentation, and I can assure you, no matter how much you eat in a day, you definitely won't cover 98 types of fruits and vegetable. And also, when we eat, right, I'm thinking that the molecule is so big that it's not enough time for us to actually digest and break down and get whatever coenzyme and cofactor that we needed for our body health. Now that probably we are still young, we don't feel that. But as doctor mentioned just now, nowadays people when reach age of 70, when reach the age of don't say 80, okay, 70, he said a lot of people already start to have to be on wheelchair already. Unlike last time, people can climb out a tree at the age of 130. So this is very true. And today, I will tell my friend, if let's say you are already so health conscious, you're doing regular exercises, and as well as you're eating healthy, eating all the greens and veg, why not? Just with one ball, just with one ball, you pop in and eat it right now, then you are getting the plant essence from two ends of the earth that are giving you these 98 types of plant accent that will actually trigger and help you with your body enzyme activity. That is going to, I'm hoping that with this, I can still climb up to the tree at the age of 130. Okay, I think back to you, Christine.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Rex, for your explanations. So guys, start right now. If you have the Sankoso ball, quickly go and stick out your Sankoso ball and chew it and take it immediately. For those haven't get the Sankoso ball or still thinking what to get or don't want to get, don't think too much. Because why? During this MCO, actually, this MCO really make us feel like so slaggy and unproductive. Why? Maybe you are staying at home, like nothing to do, cooking, baking, or like watching TV, series, movies, lack of exercise. I think it's time for you to think about fermented foods, our Sankoso ball. So before I want to end these forums, so I would like to introduce, let me share the screen first. Ta-da-da! There is a good news for everyone here tonight. Do you see my slide? Yes, you see the good news. Thank you, Be International. So good. After this tonight forum start at 10 p.m., only available 50 sets. When you buy these 5 sets of Zencoso, buy 5 Zencoso chewable ball, you get free 1 bottles and 1 pair of Aurora socks. And you will get extra 10 sachet Zencoso chewable ball. If you want it, you don't think too much, just grab it fast. You got first come, first serve, only 50 sets. Okay, if you miss out this 50 sets, don't worry. Okay, we go for another promotion. Don't worry. Okay, can you see it? Okay, so these Hari Raya promotions, okay, this Hari Raya promotion for only available in Singapore and Brunei, Hari Raya promotions. So you're able to buy five bottles and free 1 bottle of Zencoso chewable balls and 1 pair of Aurora socks. It's a free one. And next one. And for Hong Kong, for tonight, you will have a Parent Days promotions start at 10 o'clock in tonight. And the promotion will be end on 26th of May. So for Hong Kong, you will have buy 5 bottles of chewable ball, you will get 1 bottle of chewable ball free and 1 pair of Aurora socks. So that's all for tonight. So let's welcome our Dr. Luz and Mr. Rex again. So thank you very much for both of you explanations about fermented foods and Zencoso balls, the importance. Thank you. Bye. We end here. Bye. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.